before getting inside API or definition part, let me give a quick example. Okay, so okay. Okay, observe. This is my browser. Okay, this is my browser. So how do you access any application via your browser? How do you access a web application via your browser? By giving the URL. Okay, so let me give http://makemytrip.com. Okay, let's see. My agenda is navigate to make my trip. Okay, navigate to make my trip. Okay, book a flight. Okay, from Bangalore to Mumbai. Okay, book a flight from Bangalore to Mumbai in the range of 3,500. Okay, my price criteria is 3,500. Now observe. So as soon as I enter the URL in my browser, it is going to take me to the application. Okay, makemy.com. It is going to take me. Okay, in this application, I will enter all my details. Okay, I will enter. Okay, I want to book a flight. Okay, I want to book a flight. I want to go and book it for, okay, let's say tomorrow. Tomorrow in the sense, let me give it as 1/09/2022. This is my date of departure. This is my date of departure, and let's say I want to come back. Return flight, I want to book it on 09/2022. This is my date of arrival. All these details I'm going to enter in my makemytrip.com. Okay. After entering these details, what happens? What happens after entering these details?
We show the flight details. What are the flights are available on that day?
Perfect. It is going to give you all the flight details. Yes or no? Let's say what are flight details I might get. Okay, I might get is, first they might give me an option of they might give me an option of Jet Airways. Okay, price is 6,700. Okay, this is the price. Similarly, let's say it gives me an option of Kingfisher. Price is 10,200. Okay, something like this. It will give me the SpiceJet. Price is 2,200. Okay, it will give me Indigo. UI might be different, so it is telling me 3,200. Similarly, AirAsia will give me 4,000. Okay, AirAsia will give me 4,000. So since it is a domestic flights, so imagine I'm getting all these options. Okay, I'm getting all these options. So what you are going to do? Okay, some XYZ flight company. Okay, some 5,000 he has quoted. What you are going to do? These are the options which I have got as per my criteria. Flights are available. Okay, so one flight is from Jet Airways, Indigo, Kingfisher, AirAsia, SpiceJet. Okay, in this option I have to choose now. what are the better options for me? Cost effective, I'll go for SpiceJet. If I want little luxury in my range itself, then I am going to book my Indigo flight. Correct? No, this is how we are going to choose and we are going to pick. Now observe, you are going to use book now option. Okay, you are going to enter the flight details. Everything is ready. It gave you the options. Now you want to book the Indigo flight. Now what happens? You have selected Indigo.
Payment page.
Now what?
It will
Now what
ask for
happens?
payment.
It will
Payment page.
ask for, okay, let me
Payment.
write it here. It will ask for, okay, payment details. Okay, payment details. Okay, after providing the payment details, it might ask you your, okay, mail ID. It might ask you the phone number because he should send you the confirmation message, right? Phone number he's going to send you on all the details information. He'll do it, and finally he will go for the option like book. Correct or not? Agree?
Yes. Yes. ma'am.
Everybody, this is what you do in your real time, right? In your normal day-to-day life, this is how it is going to work. I'm giving an example of flight. You can imagine an example of a bus. You would have booked the train. Okay, so whatever it is, the procedure remains common now. This is how we are going to do it. Now, if you all say yes, this is how we are going to do it, I have a beautiful question for you. Everybody agree with this?
Yes,
Step
ma'am.
number
Yes,
one.
ma'am.
Now tell me. Okay, now tell me. You are accessing Make My Trip application. Who gave you the information about other flights?
API.
Do you think, point number one, okay, do you think Make My Trip is owning any of these airways?
No, ma'am. No,
Make My
ma'am.
Trip?
No, ma'am.
No, My Trip does not have any flight information, or he does not own any flights. What he is getting, piece of information from all these 6 airways. How does it happen in real time? Now observe, I'm going to tell you the actual perspective. Okay, same way, I'm going to mytrip.com. I'm going to enter all the flight details. Okay, I'm getting these suggestions. When you are getting these suggestions, that means there is another application here. Okay, there are few more applications. Let's say this application is, okay, indigo.com. Similarly, this application is AirAsia.com. Similarly, this application is, okay, SpiceJet.com. These are all individual applications. Okay, so in this application, what it has all flight details of only Indigo. Correct or not? Indigo will market only Indigo. Similarly, AirAsia has, okay, flight details of, okay, AirAsia. Similarly, SpiceJet has flight details of SpiceJet. Okay, all relevant information regarding to Indigo flights, it is present in its website. Similarly, all the relevant information regarding to AirAsia flight is present in AirAsia website. All information regarding SpiceJet is present into SpiceJet website. Now my question is, if I want to book an Indigo flight, I can directly navigate to this particular application. Correct or not? How do you navigate to this particular application? Individually, if you have to go, how do you go?
Well,
See, come to your browser. Instead of Make My Trip, okay, instead of Make My Trip, you enter indigo.com. Correct? No. If you enter indigo.com, the request will be directly navigating to your Indigo. You go and book Indigo flight. Why is this person in the middle? What is his job? Can you analyze what is happening here? Lame analysis.
Indigo will ask you about the Indigo, ma'am, but here it's taking all the related flights according to that.
See, now, as per my criteria, I am not telling, see, observe, this is key point, that's why I have written it. Key point is, am I telling I want Indigo flight only? No, right? I'm not telling I don't want only Indigo flight. I am telling in 3,500 range, whichever flight is giving me the best offer, I have to go and book that particular flight. Okay. Now imagine, let us go around 5 to 6 years back. There is no Make My Trip. Okay. There is no GoIbibo. There is no TripAdvisor. Okay. There is no TripAdvisor. All these are, applications which are making hell lot of money out of this. Okay. Imagine there is no concept of this. Whatever I have written here. Okay. Whatever I have written here, there is no concept. Okay. No concept of Make My Trip at all. Let me write it in this way. Okay. So this is not at all there. What you have to do at that time, conventional way is go to indigo.com, check for the flights. Okay. Give the criteria. Are you getting any flights? See, flight is not only my consideration. He might give me lunch coupon. He might give me 10% off. Correct or not? He might give me 10% off on HDFC bank cards, credit cards 10%. If you go for debit cards 10%, credit cards 20%. Like this, they are giving you some of the options. So this you are going to check. You are not convinced. I'm not convinced with Indigo website. Now what I have to do?
Move to AirAsia.
And log in to check my AirAsia. Even here my condition remains same. I'm going to give it. AirAsia is providing me lunch. That too, it is giving me non-veg lunch free of cost, and he is giving me 20% off. 20% off on any debit card. Okay, this is the option of, imagine it is off sale. Okay, don't tell me it is not true or anything, just an imagination. Okay, so this is what my criteria. Next, okay, I'll keep this as an option. Okay, maybe I can try with AirAsia. I'll come to SpiceJet. Okay, my criteria remains same in the SpiceJet also. Okay, compared to AirAsia and Indigo, SpiceJet is giving me 20% off. Okay, price itself is 2,000. Okay, with that a minimal lunch. Okay, lunch coupon. Price itself is 2,000. In that 2,000 also 20% less. That means I'm going to pay only 1,600 for him. Getting the point? So what I'm going to do now? My option is SpiceJet. Okay, I am going to book a flight here. Okay, I'm going to book a flight here. Now my point is, what we compared is not our concern. What is the time you have wasted? Yes or no? Log into every application and check for the details. And there are some bloody application developers. They will mandatorily ask you to create account. Correct? Some applications will not even provide access to you without creating an application. Correct or not? Straight away you cannot log into their website. You have to create your account because they are going to save your details. Okay, so that in future if you want to navigate there, if you want to go there, okay, they are going to throw you suggestions. Okay, so tell me if maybe our parents and all did the same thing. Are we so patient enough to do the same things?
No, ma'am. No.
Check 3 to 4 applications just to book one flight. What you are going to do? Go to Indigo, whatever I'm getting the first suggestion, pick it up. Boss, I don't have any time. Correct or not? There are some people who understand your problem, and they created some applications like your Make My Trip, your Go IBGO. Your Go IBGO, your Make My Trip, everything came into picture because of these people. Now, observe what they are going to do is all these people, Indigo, AirAsia, or SpiceJet, they are going to have the flight details. They are going to have the flight details with everything. Coupon details, all these things. They are going to give that information to Make My Trip. They are going to share this information with Make My Trip. What Make My Trip will do? They are going to pay some amount in return. Pay some amount in return. They are going to pay to all these three applications. Make My Trip will market its product, its application, and all the flight details available, over different applications are made visible in Make My Trip. Make My Trip, Go IBGO, TripAdvisor, lot of application you would have used, in real time. Hotel booking, your bus booking, car booking, anything. Abhibus, Abhibus. All these are what? All these are different. I can tell, they don't have any investment. He is not maintaining the flight. If any flight got crashed, from Indigo, Make My Trip is not the one person who is going to refund you all the amount. Or if you want to book a flight, no doubt Make My Trip has this information. Still, Make My Trip has no authority to book your flight. What he is going to do? He is going to send a request from you to he's going to send a request from Make My Trip to Indigo Flights. Ultimately, you are going to get the ticket confirmation, from where? Indigo site, Indigo website, not from Make My Trip. I can tell Make My Trip is just a front line, just an application which consists of all this information, and this application, this application is making your life more user friendly by communicating with all other applications. Did you get the point?
Yes,
Did you get the point? Everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we understood by this particular example is any application you take, it might be Make My Trip, it might be HDFC Bank, it might be e-commerce application, any application you take, even though for me it is only MakeMyTrip.com, internally this particular application is communicating with multiple other applications. As an example, for flight I'm talking with respect to only flight, so I'm giving you applications with respect to only flight. Similarly, imagine bus. There are applications like VRL, SRS Travels, all these are applications, right? So they are going to communicate with him, correct or not? So not only one, huge amount of applications will be communicating with one application. They if you go to directly Indigo website, cost is 3,000. If you book it via Make My Trip, he will give you 10% off. Book it from my application, so 10% off. He is holding his own bank. He's collaborated with one of the banks. So if you want to use this Make My Trip application, internally a lot of applications are giving a supporting hand. Understanding? Without your consent, without you getting to know also, these applications will be configured to communicate with themselves. Understanding? Now this is the point what, okay, this is the point what we know already. Okay, from browser I'm going to an application, I'm going to work. The portion which we didn't know is this one. Okay, communication is happening, it is normally happening. Okay, we didn't know how it is, what it is. Now this is where we have to worry, or I can just tell this is the way. Okay, because here communication is happening, we should know how these things are working out. Okay, here comes your API. Okay, two applications are made to talk to each other, to exchange information with each other, to store each other's data. How it is happening? It is because of API. Okay, it is because of API. So what all needs you need to understand? How do you configure APIs? How you are going to get API? First of all, why I have to test these APIs? Okay, for all these questions, couple of, okay, 2 to 3 days. Next further 2 to 3 days will be your answers. Okay, so till this point, any doubt? Just a beautiful example and a analysis how it is, what it is. That's all. Okay, because when you are taking up API sessions or when you are learning API, practical part is very easy part. Okay, trust me, no locators, nothing, everything is very easy. But when it comes to understanding API, there it is a challenge. Okay, if you have understood the concept once properly, then no need to read API testing. Trust me, no need to read API testing. Okay, so that simple it becomes. But if you don't understand the concept, trust me, you will only not get the link where it is going, where it is coming. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes of time, analyze it and write in your own words what you have understood, because these are all miscellaneous examples to make you understand. So I'm not going to give any notes or anything relevant to this. So write down what you have understood. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes of time.
I have a doubt.
Tell me.
And like in Indigo, the source code would have written something else, and for their issue also, the source
Yeah.
code might be written in different languages. So
Yeah.
that independent of these languages,
Yes,
so this is my
very good question. I was about to tell you, maybe after 20 minutes, once after you are done with this. So we'll discuss. Okay, we'll take up a separate application. We'll take up this application. Okay, we'll discuss that. Okay, if I am making it as platform dependent, for example, okay, we'll take it up. We'll take it up. Let this be clear. We'll go further. Okay, good question, Vikas. Once you're done, tell me, guys. I'll just unmute it. Okay, now I'm going to mute because I stay near train junction. Okay, the voice might disturb, so I'm going to mute it. Once you are done, just tell or drop a message. I'm going to unmute.
भाई साहब ये रुकने को नहीं दे यार ये आदमी है
Okay. Now observe. If I want to understand, if I want to understand any of these applications, so here, let me tell you, two applications are involved. Okay, any point of time, if you want to learn API testing, so imagine there are two applications involved. One is the application which has given API. Another one is the application which is making use of that API, which is utilizing that API. Correct or not? Even tomorrow, if you are application if you are telling that I have done API testing, so there is one application of yours which has given API which you are testing. Okay, that API has to be utilized by different applications. In our case, in this example, okay, imagine Flipkart, Indigo Flight. Okay, Indigo Flight is the person who is giving out the information. So he should have APIs. Okay, he should have API. This API is used or utilized by someone like your Make My Trip or your GoIbibo. Okay, so all these people are going to make use of your application. Okay, your API is exposed. In detail, I will do it. Okay, maybe later. So as of now, can I tell? First, I have to understand what is an application first. Then only I can get inside these, because there are a lot of things concerned here, right or not?
Yes.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, let me introduce you to a smallest concept. Okay. If I take, let's say this is my application. Okay, this is my application. Okay, let me define it like DY app. If you take any of the application, these applications will be having, or will be built up on 3 layers. Okay, any application will have 3 layers for its normal functioning. Okay, now what are those 3 layers? First layer, we call it as presentation.
Business layer.
Okay, presentation layer, or we also call it as front end layer, or we also call it as browser layer. Okay, presentation or front end or business. Okay, all mean the same. Okay, so what do you, or some people also call it as
User
GUI.
interface.
Yeah, user interface or GUI layer. So basically what will be present in this particular layer? Okay, GUI of your application. It's like this show you okay, how your application looks. Correct? Look and feel of your application. Is it user friendly? Is it working as per the, am I able to click? Am I able to mouse over? All these things you are going to check only in this layer. Understanding? So this is also coming under first or front end. Another one, okay,
Middleware.
we call it as, okay, business layer, or some people will call it as server layer. Okay, this will come under your backend. Okay, backend layer, and also it is called as source code layer. Okay, all these are multiple names, so any name you should be able to find it out. Okay, so these are couple of names which is given to you, this particular layer. So basically what this application contains, okay, source code, it contains source code, or simply I can call it as, okay, business logic. Okay, so this layer consists of source code, or it is also called it as business logic. So this particular layer tells, okay, how your application works. Okay, for example, you are going to click on an element. Okay, after clicking, whether it is clicking or not, you should check that. Correct or not? After clicking, is it navigating to you to the right place? If you want to do mouse over, is it performing the operation? Okay, all these things will be working under here. Another layer we have, okay, we call it as
Database layer.
database layer. Okay, or simply you can also call it as, okay, storage layer. This also constitutes for backend. Okay, so this will just, okay, store the information which you have done it maybe through UI or through your business logic. So this particular tells, okay, what application stores. That's all. Okay, so if you observe, the look of your application has come, work of your application has come, data is also has come. So these are the three layers of your application. Any application you take, doesn't matter, any application you take, these are the three layers of your application. Now observe, how do you develop this front end of your application? What are the technologies to develop your front end of the application?
HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Okay.
Bootstraps. Yes.
Is an option.
JavaScript.
JavaScript is an option.
Yes.
CSS is an option. Okay.
Bootstrap.
AngularJS is an option. Okay. Bootstrap is an option. And React.js is an option. Correct or not? These are couple of technologies used in development of your GUI or your front end of the application. When it comes to business layer, so Java, okay, is one of the programming languages. Python is an option. Ruby is an option. Okay. C# is an option. Yes or no? All these are different languages with the help of which you are going to develop your source code. Similarly, when it comes to database, readily available databases are there like MySQL, okay, MongoDB, Cassandra, okay, Oracle. All these are couple of databases which are readily available in the market. whenever you develop any application, the mutual communication between these two layers, these three layers, is very, very important. How I'm telling it is important is, say for example, you are developing a login scenario. Developing. Okay, I'm telling you, you are developing. If you want to perform a login action, let me take an example of vTiger. Okay, let me take an example of vTiger. So I'm getting the login features, correct or not? What is this? What is this page?
Ma'am, GUI.
It's the login GUI, correct? GUI, it's a login page. I'm having a text field here. Okay, I'm having a text field. In this text field, I am able to type something. Okay, I'm able to type something. Let's say, take an example. I am not at all able to type. That means this login page here in this particular text field, he has given a space for a text field, but I'm not able to enter the details. Whose mistake is it?
Developer.
Whose mistake? No, whatever it is developer's mistake only. Which layer is the problem?
Front end.
The problem is in front end. Now let me take up a scenario. Okay. Let me take up a scenario. I will provide the login credentials. Okay. I gave the login credentials. So he is telling you, please enter valid username, and I enter no. Okay. Now login happened. Correct? No. Login happened in the sense my GUI text fields, whatever the username and password I have given, it is correctly matching with my business layer. Only because of this, my home page is opened. Yes or no? Now let's say, take a situation. You have entered the correct username and password only. 100 times you have verified it is right. You are not able to get the home page. What could be the issue? Which layer is the issue is here? Okay. So, yes. In your backend, it is a problem. Okay. What is happening? You have entered the details. Your backend or your source code is not validating the request properly. Correct or not? Now let's say you have created, you have entered your login details. Okay. You have it, or first time you have registered the login details. Second time, instead of sign up, you should go to sign in. Correct or not? You have already registered, you have created an account. Now you are giving the sign in details. It is not happening. Whose mistake is this? First time it is registered. Second time it is not detecting it properly. That means the data stored is a mistake. Correct or not? So, can I tell, in any situation, any kind of scenario you take, the coordination between these three layers is very, very important.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever I write, it should be detected by him and it should be stored by this person. Whatever he has shown, he should have written the logic and he should be appearing in this particular layer. Coordination between all the three layers is mandatory. Understanding the point? So this is a simple example which will make you understand what is the actual drawback or what is the actual issue when it comes to applications. Now keep these three things in your mind. Let me introduce you to a simple concept. What is an application according to you?
Software.
Okay, let me change my question. What is an application or software according to you?
It is a set of programs that
Program.
are specific tasks
Okay, set of instructions. Okay, set of instructions which will perform some task. Correct now? This is my analysis. I know this. This is right. If you want to talk about applications, we have many types of applications. Can you tell me what are those? What are the different types of applications?
Mobile application, ma'am, web application.
Standalone.
Okay,
Standalone.
classified into major two types. One is your standalone applications. Okay, standalone applications, and another one is
Client
Okay.
server.
client and server applications. Okay, two major or very broad classification if you want to analyze. One is standalone, another one is client and server applications. Now let me talk about standalone. What is this standalone?
One user at a time can use that.
Any application which does not have any server or don't need to any server.
Please remember,
Application that don't get any connection, like right?
Used by the single user without any internet connection.
oh, please observe, if you take any application, it will have its own server. Okay, don't think standalone application doesn't have server. Okay, I'll give you a brief or proper analysis of this. Remember, standalone application will be always treated as one tier, okay, architecture. Now what do you mean by one tier architecture? What do you mean by this one tier architecture? Okay, we'll discuss.
All three layers, one.
Yes, very good. Okay.
With app server.
Okay. Other characteristics what you told me is we don't need any internet. Yes, we don't need any internet. Then, okay, one user can access at a times. Okay, only one user can access. If anybody else want to use it, say for example, application is running in my system. Even you want the access. What do you have to do? Even you should install it in your systems. You cannot access my system, my application which is present in my system. Okay. Then, examples if we are to talk about, then your notepad, okay, your paint, okay, what else? Your calculator, okay, calculator. All these will come under your standalone applications. Now let me give a justification. What is one tier architecture? That is the reason why I told these three layers in the first place. Standalone application in the sense the UI, the logic and the storage, everything will be maintained in a one place. Okay, in one place, or I can tell in a single system or single computer. Okay, everything is maintained in single computer. That is why if you just go and start it, automatically it will run. Correct or not? Automatically it will run. For example, let me go to task manager. See, are you able to see here? You told me standalone application doesn't need any server. Then why is it running? Are you able to see here? Paint. It is a standalone application. See, it is also taking some of the memory. It is also utilizing some of my memory here. Getting the point? So, standalone application also requires everything. All the three layers. Any dummy application you take, it needs three layers. But if it is standalone application, everything is maintained at a single place. All your UI, your server, your database, everything is maintained in the single unit, okay, in a single computer. So if you want to use Paint, you should install it in your local system. Then when you install, what happens? It will have its own UI, it will have its own database, it will have its own server. Okay, then it will start running. Understanding that, you call it as one tier architecture. One tier means all three layers are in dedicated place in one computer. Wherever I tell one place, that means you can assume it like one computer. Understood? What is a standalone application? Don't tell standalone applications doesn't need servers. I have shown you a practical example. Okay, if it does not need server, it's not at all called as application. If it is not an application, why would it appear here? Getting the point? Any doubts in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now, so standalone application is an example for one tier architecture. So if standalone applications are clear, okay, so let me add few more points here. Okay, stand alone applications, okay, have to be installed in local systems. Only then we can access the UI, comma, database and server of the application. Only if it is installed you can use it, otherwise you cannot use it. So mandatorily, if you want to use any standalone application, you have to install it in your local systems. Okay, since we are installing it in our local system, it will act without any internet. Okay, because you are not communicating any further, right? So it can act without any internet. Is it clear, everybody? Now observe. Okay, good. Now observe. Let me go ahead to client and server applications. So if I talk about client and server, two people are involved here. What is that? One is your client, another one is your server. Here also you had server, UI, everything you had, but they were all in the same place. So if you install this application, there is no problem. But what is a drawback of this standalone systems is, okay, what is a drawback? Okay, disadvantage is all the standalone, okay, applications should be installed in local systems. Okay, this is very bad issue for us, correct or not? We hardly try to install anything. We don't want to install it in our local systems. If I install, memory is gone, okay, and the system performance might be low and I might not use it very frequently, correct or not? So that is a major disadvantage of going for standalone application. Some inbuilt application will give you the functionality like your Paint or Notepad. They are all inbuilt functionalities. They don't pick up more amount of your speed, or it will not hinder your performance. Okay, that is why those applications only are made as standalone application. Okay, when it comes to client and server applications, okay, two things are there. Okay, one is client server based application. Okay, another one is simply our web application. Okay, one is client server based, another one is web application. Okay, now can you tell me, are they same or is there any difference? If so, what is it? Till this point, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, like in web
Hello, ma'am.
One at a time.
Tushar is there, ma'am.
Yeah,
Some
there-
application already inbuilt installed like calculator, alarm clock. So this application does not require any internet. So what is the difference between like WhatsApp submit to install the internet? So
Wait,
you
I'm
told-
coming there. Coming there.
Okay.
I'm coming there. See, any application, if it is not requiring any internet, if you are installing it in your local system, by default you analyze that as a standalone application. Okay. With this, there is one more category, client and server. Out of this, observe, let me talk about client and server based. Okay, fine. Let us go ahead. Okay, let me talk about what? Client server based application. What is this client server based application in the sense? Here our drawback was, okay, everything has to be installed in local system. That was a drawback. Okay, and you cannot access application which are anyway else, okay, outside present. Those applications you cannot communicate. You have to install it, and it is restricted, correct or not? Say for example, whatever the calculations I made or whatever I write in my paint, okay, I'm going to give it to you. Without paint application, can you see that, or can you make changes in that? No, right? I'm going to give you notepad, not text document. Imagine you don't have notepad at all. Will it open?
no, ma'am. Got it.
So
No, ma'am.
these paint or notepad, they are I can tell they are only for your internal purpose. That's all. Correct or not? That is why they have given access for what? Only one person. But what if I want to do something and I want you to see that something? You should have that application also. So, with the help of standalone applications, we cannot establish communication, okay, with others. We cannot establish communication. For that purpose, they migrated to client server based. What is this client server based in the sense? Take an example of your WhatsApp only. Okay, imagine these are the people who are using. Okay, so let's take this as, okay, client 1, client 2, and this is client 3. Okay, everybody have installed WhatsApp in their systems. Okay, these are all different, okay, personal computers. Okay, these are all personal computers. Everybody have installed. Okay, WhatsApp. Okay, everybody have installed. Now what happens? Let's say client 1, okay, let me write it in different color. Client 1 wants to send messages to client 2. Okay, can you send it? Can you send it?
Yes, ma'am.
I have my WhatsApp number. Even he has WhatsApp. Please remember, even he has WhatsApp. Even I have WhatsApp. I want to send a message to him. Will it work? No, it will
No,
not
ma'am.
happen
You are getting number.
because WhatsApp need a server. Okay, WhatsApp need a server. Okay, this is the server of your WhatsApp. Okay, this server, okay, in this application, server is nothing like anything new. Even it is a computer, maybe it's a big computer, okay, it's a high definition computer. In this, okay, they are maintaining only one application, that is WhatsApp. Okay, this is your client. Okay, this is your client and this is your server. If you want to communicate, for you what you are doing direct communication. Okay, according to you, You are doing direct communication itself from one application to another application. But internally, what your WhatsApp is doing, it is taking all the requests and it is redirecting to you. Okay, any fashion you want to communicate, you can communicate. All the requests will be reverted back to you with the help of server. Okay, with the help of server only. So server is like a mediator between multiple clients applications. What is the advantages? You can communicate with anybody to anyone. Okay, all client server application needs is two software. Okay, one is a client software. Okay, client software which should be installed in client systems. Okay, client system. Another one is a server software. Okay, this is nothing but your server software. Okay, which will communicate, okay, between multiple, okay, client systems. Okay, this is how your client and server based applications will work. Any application you take, previously we had Facebook, we had WhatsApp was not given a rights of web application. Okay, they started with client server only. What they told is you have to download a piece of software, that is WhatsApp application, in your systems. You are going to download it. Okay, WhatsApp desktop, something like that, you are going to develop it, install it. That WhatsApp server, okay, client will talk to your WhatsApp. It's not you talking, it is WhatsApp server talking. Client will talk to server. Okay, there is no direct communication. Client should talk to server. Okay, server will again communicate back with your clients. Did you understand how your client server based applications will work? Two softwares are involved if you go for client server based. One is your client software, another one is your server software. Client software is nothing but a piece of code, that's all. Okay, is a piece of software which is installed. Okay, piece of software which is installed in client systems. It's like Tupda. Okay, if you take one WhatsApp as a big application, a small portion of it will be given to you. It will be made user friendly. Advantage is if you have to install the entire application in your system, so it is very time consuming. You cannot communicate. Okay, establishing communication will be very difficult. If you take this piece and if you give it to you, this piece installation is easy. Okay, no memory will be consumed, and you are trying to access server for everything. Okay, it is maintained in two separate places. Is it clear? Always, all the client machines are installed in your local systems. It might be your mobile phones or it might be your desktops. That is one place. Okay, one system. Similarly, your WhatsApp server is maintained in a different place. So all these client server applications are, okay, how many tier architecture? How many tier architecture? They come under two-tier architecture. Okay, they come under two-tier architecture because client systems will be maintained in a separate computer and server systems will be maintained in separate computers. These server systems also will have its own small database. Your client systems also will have its own small database. Okay, so if you want to access the client server application, okay, internet is needed. Okay, second one, client software will communicate with server software. For example, okay, to justify this particular statement, okay, to justify this statement, imagine I have installed WhatsApp client software here in my system. Can I, with the help of WhatsApp client software, can I talk to Facebook server? Tell me, is it possible?
No,
No,
ma'am.
not possible.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
With the help of only WhatsApp, can I perform any other actions?
No, ma'am.
Anything and everything related to what? WhatsApp only. So, your client software will communicate only with its server software. It's not like one client software will communicate with all other applications. Okay, that is one point. Second point, examples. Okay, like your WhatsApp. Recently, I think past couple of years, maybe 1 year or so, WhatsApp has also started web application. But WhatsApp also has client desktop, okay, client server application. You can either install it or you can directly give the URL. Both are fine. Okay, so WhatsApp, your Facebook, okay, all these are your client and server applications. Any client and server applications you take, two softwares are mandatory. Is it clear? Everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am?
here, yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, we are saying two-tier architecture. That means it does not have a database.
No, that's what I told. Okay, 1 second, let me finish. Should be installed in local systems. See, 2-tier, okay, 1-tier architecture means where you are storing these layers. Okay, 3 layers are there. All 3 are in single computer. That will become your 1-tier architecture. Okay, 3 layers are there. These 3 layers you are distributing among 2 systems. One is your client system, another one is your server system. This client system also has, okay, let me write it. Okay, it has client app, okay, or client software with a small amount of database will be there. Okay. Similarly, even your server, it will have a server app, okay, or server software with database. Getting the point? Okay, this is how it is going to work. Database is there, but it is not taken as a different tier. Okay, 3-tier, 1-tier, 2-tier has, okay, nothing to do with the number of layers. Please remember. Tier architecture in the sense where you are storing all these persons. That's all. 1-tier means there is. Don't imagine like there is only one. Okay, there is only UI. No application you can develop it with only UI. If you are developing it as an application, if you are developing only one web page, that will become a page. That will never become an application. Please remember. Okay, if you call it as application, that means it should have all the 3 layers. Okay, minimal at least. Even though the scope of database is not more, at least minimal amount of memory will be given to that. Okay, and 1-tier means all these 3 layers are stored in a single computer. 2-tier means all these 3 layers are stored in 2 computers. 3-tier means all these 3 layers will be stored in 3 different computers. Is it okay? Everybody? Okay, don't get confused.
And please repeat last point.
Okay, let me write it if you want. Okay, let me write it. Observe. Okay, very important, because I have heard many of you are telling, not only you in the sense candidates, okay, they are more convinced if I tell 1-tier means there is only 1 layer, 2-tier means there is only 2 layers, 3-tier means it has 3 different layers. No. Okay, 1-tier means 1-tier says what are the layers. Okay, presentation layer, comma, business layer, and okay, presentation layer, business layer, and okay, database layer are stored in a single computer or a single system. Okay, this is your one tier architecture. When it comes to two tier architecture, okay, when it comes to two tier architecture, so all these three people, okay, are stored in, okay, two different, okay, computers or systems. Similarly, when we call about three tier, okay, architecture, all these three people are stored in, okay, three different, okay, systems, okay, systems or computers. Okay, this is how we are going to define one tier, two tier, three tier. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, don't get confused in this. Okay, so here best example is standalone. Here best example is, okay, client server, okay, and here best example is, okay, web application. Okay, write down what you understood. Right now, I'll give you 2 minutes of time.
Ma'am, will you provide notes as we
Yeah.
have to write simultaneously?
Don't write everything, just write what you understand, because even this image also I'm going to share it with you.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes?
when we're talking about the database, the WhatsApp, when we install the data WhatsApp, then the database when we installing WhatsApp, is database is on database or WhatsApp database?
WhatsApp database.
But the company is having the own database now. Means WhatsApp are using own database and we are using the WhatsApp is another database now.
1 second, wait. WhatsApp is having its own database. Okay, whatever the status you put, whatever the contacts, it will be collaborated. Okay, in your system also, there is a dedicated small amount of memory required for your application. Okay, that is also a database itself. Maybe your RAM will be, taken care. Your RAM will be running. All these things is because of there is a dedicated space allocated to it. Okay. Server application, your WhatsApp owner, he has a different database wherein all your data will be there. Okay. And these things, for you people and all, recovery will not be there. Say, for example, okay, there is some crime thing happened and police want to investigate, they want to check your WhatsApp messages. Even though you have deleted, still how they are going to give the messages? Because there is one more dedicated database here at the server. Okay, people will be capturing. Understanding? You might have
Yes.
deleted. The memory allocated in your system might be empty, but actual server, your WhatsApp will be maintaining it. From there, they are going to give. That is how it happens. Got it? That's why I told database. You can tell
Yes.
it is just here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me clear at least one web application we'll try to complete. Okay. So later, tomorrow we'll go for client and server application. Okay, sorry, client server architecture of your web application. So now tell me, what is a web application? What you know about web application?
And any application is through browser, we call it as web application.
Yes. Okay. Any application which requires browser, we call it as web application. Web application is basically a 3-tier architecture. Okay, 3-tier architecture. Browser is mandatory, okay, to access web application. Okay, second thing is URL is the only way, okay, to access web application, okay, via browser. Okay, so this is the only mandatory detail. Next thing is internet is mandatory. Okay, no need to, okay, install anything, okay, in your local systems. This is one of the major advantages. The reason why we are going for this is, even if you take client server application, no doubt you are able to communicate. Okay, multiple users can access at a time, multiple people can communicate at a time. Everything is advantageous. But the major disadvantage is you should install the application in your local system. Otherwise, it will not work. What about your web application is, okay, how your web application works is, okay, let's say, okay, somewhere your application will be installed. Okay, somewhere your application will be there. Okay, imagine there is a system, might be in the cloud or might be anywhere, we don't know. So in the cloud, imagine there is application installed. Okay, just like your Amazon. Do you know where is your exact Amazon application is present? Are you bothered about it also? No, we don't. Okay, Amazon Web Service is a different concept. Okay, that will also give you, it's a cloud vendor. Okay, so any cloud you can take, Amazon Web Service or anything, anywhere. Okay, if he makes it as a web application, so 110% sure he should have designed URL for that. Okay, you should have, or he should have designed URL. That URL is going to share with you. You are going to launch browser in your machines, okay, in your systems. Via browser, you are going to access that URL. Okay, any number of users can use web application without necessary to install anything. The only thing commonly required is, okay, internet. If you have internet, it is enough. No need to install anything in your local systems. Okay, and if your URL is right, it will connect to the application. If your URL is wrong, it will not connect to your application. Okay, this is how web applications are made available for everybody. No need to install it in your local systems at all. Okay, even here if you observe, this is also kind of client and server only. Okay, so this person, okay, your browser, here is your client. So this is your, okay, server. This is your server. So client is usually the browser here. Okay, client is usually the browser. This is your server. So somewhere here only they will maintain the database separately. Okay, they'll maintain the database and they will communicate. Okay, they will establish the communication and communication will happen. Okay, in web application, all the 3 layers are designed separately. All the 3 layers are designed separately and they are maintained in multiple systems. That is why web application, we call it as 3-tier architecture. For all the three layers, 3 separate different computers are used. Okay, so even here it is client server. That is why I termed everything under client and server applications. Here there is only one application server. Here this client has no server software. Okay, unlike your client server architecture. Okay, so more in detail about web application we will understand. Okay, because we are going to deal with only web application. We are not concerned about client server or standalone. Okay, our concentration is on web application. The reason why people are migrating from other types to web application is point number 1. Okay, so accessing the application via browser is easy. Point number 2, if we provide the URL of the application can be anywhere you can access it. No need to install any softwares in your local systems, okay, which is a burden. So point number 4 is easy accessibility over internet for everybody. Okay, for everybody. Okay, because of these advantages, people migrated from client server to web. WhatsApp also was client server first. Okay, even now they have WhatsApp desktop. Okay, even now they have WhatsApp, that's the name I believe. Okay, WhatsApp desktop. Okay, a desktop, that is their application name. And when they migrated to URL, they created their own URL, web.whatsapp.com. Okay, this is the URL what they have created. If you want to install it, you install. If you don't want to install it, still I'm going to give you the functionality over this URL. Okay, this is about types of applications and how these 3 layers are going to define your applications. Okay, any doubts in this? So it is like we have started our stepping stone today. So from today, today you have learned a basics introduction, what are the applications, what are types of applications. From tomorrow our concentration will be only on web application. Okay, anything and everything related to only web application we are going to deal. Okay, I hope this concept is clear with you. Then we are going to understand slowly what is URL. We are going to then come back to our old diagram. Okay, we'll come back here. This is one application, this is one application. How communication is happening, that we will see maybe after tomorrow. Okay, the reason is first I am able to understand this portion. Once I am clear with this portion, then I will go to this portion. Okay. Okay, done. Anybody having any doubts? I'll share this. I'll share the, I'll share this document paint in the group, as well as I'll share a small document on what are different types of applications. So every day, please do read. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Mornings, a couple of our trainers will come and engage you. Okay. Maybe a few revisions and all. We will do it. And I am going to pitch into the session in the afternoon. Okay, afternoon it will be your session timings. Okay, so it's not like we are going to delay or anything. Okay, so it is easy to understand. Around 3 to 4 days you might feel it little overloaded because completely theory we are doing. Once after we get into practicals, it will be much more easy for you. 2 tools we are going to learn. One is Postman, another one is Rest Assured. Okay, so we'll plan when you have to come to Bangalore. Everything we'll plan and I'll let you know. Okay, because I think only the sessions have been taken. We are not yet done. Okay, so we are only being done with the sessions. So still we are not done with the practical implementation, right? So we'll give you our existing projects. So we'll inform you. Okay, when to come, what to come, everything we are going to discuss with Deepak sir, and then we'll let you know. Okay, or how was the figure out? Yeah.
What will be the time, ma'am?
Timings of
Of classes, ma'am? API class from morning to evening.
That's what I cannot take it from morning to evening because I'm held up with other things as well. Okay, and I got a thing that I have to take the API for you. So maybe we can plan it like afternoons. I'm going to engage. Okay, around 3 to 4 hours. I'm going to take API session. Morning we will do the revision part. Okay, we will do the revision of whatever we have done. Okay, so that the concept also will be covered. At the same time, we will not waste the time.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other doubts, guys? I think tomorrow is a holiday because of Ganesh Chaturthi. So
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think tomorrow we'll be having any sessions. From Thursday, we are going to continue. That is one of the reasons why I don't want to cover too much because you will forget the things. Okay, this one topic is fine. You read it and we'll get back to you on Thursday. Okay, we'll start again from Thursday. Okay, Thursday directly I'm going to start with web application. So no need of these extra things to be learned. So read it well before coming to the session. Thursday we'll start with web applications.
For what we need to come to Bangalore?
Maybe
Yes,
once
ma'am.
after it is done for placements and all, I think so. Even I'm not very sure. I'll discuss and I'll let you know. Okay, if they are planning to provide interviews, okay, online itself, let's see.
Starting, they said that our interviews will be online. That's why we asked.
Oh, okay, if that is the case, then not required. Okay, I'll confirm that.
Okay.
Anybody is ready to come to Bangalore?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Nikita is first.
I'm
Okay.
from Maharashtra and far away from Bangalore. It's hard to relocate to Bangalore.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. No, it is not relocation. It's not relocation. So, okay, fine. Okay, fine. No problem. I'll communicate with them. Okay. It's like even the interviews will be online and the place of work also will be your respective place. Otherwise, it's work from home. Okay, like that we'll plan.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Fine, guys. We'll wind it up for today. So, enjoy. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi.
Hello,
We'll
ma'am.
catch up.
Ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Tushar this side, ma'am. There is a problem regarding CTC discussion. Can we talk with the manager, ma'am? Because in Spider, we have shown in 3 years of experience. They told
No,
us
that
we
once again, you should not talk these things in the sessions. Okay. So communicate with Lakshmi or Mageshwari or your Shobha ma'am. So she
Okay.
will communicate with the Deepak sir. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Deepak sir either or Lakshmi Mageshwari will talk to you and they'll help you out with that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine, guys.
Ma'am,
We'll wind it up.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
ma'am,
Thank you, guys.
yeah, bye.
Bye. Bye. Someone had some question?
Yeah, ma'am.
Nothing? Yeah. Tell me, Vikas. Go ahead.
Ma'am, see, now we will be completing our API testing too. Like, I
Yeah.
want, if we are building up our resume based on the skills we have acquired, so for that, I need to add that points to my resume so that I could apply from now onwards.
Yes,
So
yes.
that-
We have not at all. Yeah, we have not at all done with resume building, right? We are just finishing the concepts. So once after it is completely done, okay, or at least 90% of the done, so that you will have grip to tell what you have done, what you have not done. Then we'll go
Yeah.
for resume.
Like, ma'am, for Selenium, we are
API will take
if they are providing us Selenium points, then that we can add to our resume. That is for
Definitely.
them.
See,
Yeah.
resume building is not I cannot give just random 10 points, right? Build it on your own. No, I have to make you understand with the help of project. We should do a translation. Okay, we call that as translation. We are trying to convert whatever concept you have learned into project. Okay, so that will be taken care either by me or by Deepak sir or we'll see. Okay, so that needs almost 2 days of session. Okay, completely I should translate. After that, okay, related to API also, we have to provide separate translation. Okay, we'll plan it. Sure. Okay.
Ma'am, API will take 3 weeks, no?
Yeah, roughly. Okay. Roughly, at least I'll try to wind up by 2 weeks. Okay, if I take morning to evening, it'll be around 2 weeks. That's all. So since I'm pitching in more in afternoons, so I might take another 2 to 3 days extra. That's all. Okay. And it is like, see guys, so if I teach the new concept in the afternoon, morning you should practice that, so that I will not lack the time for making you practice. Getting the point? It's like I will teach the new concept. 3 hours is more than enough for teaching new concept. After teaching, you should immediately practice it. By the time tomorrow afternoon, it should be ready. We will not waste time in the session to do the practical stuffs. I will show it to you. You take the images, you take the procedure, you start it. Okay? And don't worry, I'll give you detailed document for that.
And
Okay.
ma'am, like API testing will be the last. Like we are not going to learn APM, right?
No. API, this is the last. You have
Yeah.
till now with only advanced Selenium. One upskilling will be done for every batches. It is either API or Appium, depending on the requirement. We'll not teach both API and Appium for one batch. Okay, you cannot handle it. You will not handle it. Okay, it will be difficult. Okay, only one upskilling process will be done. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay.
interviews when it is going to start, like the deployment.
Once after we are done with API, at least 80% of the API, if we are done, we'll have a translation and we'll push it. We'll push your resumes. Okay. Later, by the time you get the schedule, some miscellaneous concepts we can finish it out. Okay. At least 80% will cover. Then we'll go ahead.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
Yeah. Tell me.
Ma'am, what is robot tool, ma'am?
Robot, actually, it is a framework. Okay. Robot is a framework which is mainly used for Python. Okay. Not for Java Selenium. Okay. Robot is a framework, type of framework, just like how you have done hybrid. Okay, it is a kind of framework for Python candidates. Okay, Python especially.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Ma'am,
So shall we wind it up for today, guys? Tell me, Vikas.
Ma'am, like if we are not able to get the job, like we are not able to get the deployment, then is it any scenario that we are going to be placed in test center?
No. It is like we are going to offer you both, okay, internal projects as well as client project. So wherever you are getting selected as per that requirement, we are going to push it to you.
But
Yet some of us does not have got a call for regarding the CPC. Some of us has been discussed, but some of us has been left.
Yeah, some network issue. Okay, so it's not like you are not going to crack at all. Okay, we'll give you chances until you crack. Depends on requirement. Okay, sometimes we'll have internal requirements, sometimes we'll not be having internal requirements. So depends on internal requirement, either in test center or in the client. Definitely 110% sure you'll get the job. Don't worry. Okay, hundreds of clients are there. Okay.
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 Fine, guys. We'll catch up on Thursday. I'll share these relevant documents with you. Have a look at it and upgrade it. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll catch up on Thursday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Bye bye. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi.
Same to you.